What is going on, everybody? BobbyFi with my man Eric Sheets Haber. Welcome to another week of PGA show. We did have want to give a little shout out before we get going. One of our actually guys who we work with on some other projects, Kenny Hyder, had a nice win last week. There were some nice wins last week, some nice, really almost close to big wins last week. And yeah, the guy's really doing well for himself. Always nice to see somebody who's been paying attention and figuring it out and have a good week, even though I myself did not. Sheets, how did you do? And then let's jump into
I actually squeaked out the cashes, making a little money, nothing big, but got a couple of very fortunate 6 for 6s through that were hovering around the cut line. They hovered in the cut line and then hovered around the cash line and ended up making a little bit. But I've got to give the shout out to Rick Rungood. For the last 4 weeks, he's been clamoring for Phil. And there you have it. That's the best.
I didn't know he had the Phil last week.
Every week he says, yeah, I'm always a supporter of Phil. He didn't like come out with his best play. Every time as well, obviously I'm still a supporter of Phil. And even like, if you look at 5 weeks ago, he says the same pattern, like 3 years ago when it like they went this, and then he was just, guy's the best. That's the best I can describe.
He's awesome, man.
Okay. All right, so we're back into, we're doing the Charles Schwab. Yep. I have a very unique group of players. In other words, like they're players that I'm recommending together that are just not guys I recommend together too often, and not guys that I recommend that often in general. But we'll get into it though.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start right off the bat. Let's get your screen pulled up, and I think that it's interesting because I have I don't know. I some of the ownership I don't exactly understand why it's so slanted, but which is great, I guess, or it's terrible, depending on how it goes. But start right off the bat, like the over 10K guys. I am most interested in Justin Thomas. I think if you're going to get much lower ownership on him than Jordan Spieth here, I would just rather play him at a cheaper tag. I'd rather play him at a more expensive tag. So I like Justin Thomas quite a bit. I do think Spieth is viable completely and a good play, but he's going to be really popular. So is Morikawa, who I like a lot, but again, really popular. So leaning more towards Thomas up here. And then Patrick Reed versus Berger. I think I would lean Berger, just again, factoring in even lower ownership. So Thomas and Berger are probably the guys I'll use the most from the top range.
I literally could not change almost a thing about what you just said.
Wow.
I like, given ownership, I like Berger and Thomas the best. Colin Morikawa, I'll just repeat what you said, and he's fine, but ownership is going to be high. Patrick Reed, a little worse, and his ownership, you don't get much of a discount. And Reed for me is worse, and you don't get an ownership discount. So I'm with you. I like Berger, and Berger's gonna be a tough one to play, man, because he sucked. Okay, like he was nice enough, he's good enough to get into, to make the cut on a good day. But then even on round 4, I mean, he just mailed it in. I was really unhappy about it. But in any case, so I do like both those. I like Thomas and I like Berger.
Yeah. So Thomas, Berger, I think we're on the same page there. Why don't you start off the next round while I load up our last video?
Yeah. So my top play in the 9K range, and actually one of my top plays on the whole slate, given ownership, actually, is somebody I don't play too often. That's going to be Tony Finau. At 9,600, he's my top. It's also kind of strange to say that I used to be able to get Abraham Answer at 7,500 and Wine, he was 20% owned, and now you have to play him at 9,700 and he'd be 20% owned. He's an okay play. I don't think I'm going to eat that kind of ownership up there. Then there's Corey Connors, who's just super duper solid. He's 9,400, and then Joaquin Niemann, again, super duper solid. For me, ownership's just okay. So for me, like those are the guys I'm playing. None of them you're getting that big of an ownership break on. I guess if I had to, again, Finau would be the closest thing to a good ownership play that I like also. And then I'll go down a little bit to the next kind of group. Little weaker, but much lower owned. That would be Scheffler and Sungjae.
You've got a lot of the same guys I do here. Still loading this video here. I guess I can edit the rest of this stuff afterwards. But yeah, I I like Scheffler. I'm always going to be heavier on him especially when he gets to be lower owned here, and I think at a reasonable price. I like Sungjae. I think Neiman is my favorite. And did you mention Zalatoris, or did we not get down that far? We did.
I didn't like him this week.
Okay. I like Zalatoris every week, and I'm just going to keep playing him because I just think the kid is really, really good, and probably should be up priced with the other guys, is my opinion. Finau, I agree, makes a lot of sense, but I mean, they're all in the same range, and I just prefer Connors. I know it's going to be more popular, but I can play Connors and Scheffler, and I might even skip the higher range and just play 2 or 3 of these guys because I really like the ones I mentioned quite a bit. Connors, Scheffler. Being my favorite with Finau there too. Oh, I'm sorry, and Neiman be my favorite with Finau there too.
So the 8K range is usually a range that I'm kind of really all over. And here's the problem I have with it. So first of all, the most popular player on the slate is going to be Brian Harman, and he's just, well, the reason he's just popping in every projection model all over the universe, and he's only 8K. He's going to be over 25% owned. You know, proceed at your own risk. You know, any golfer 25% owned is rough. He does rate to be my highest, projection and stuff like that, given all that. But at 30%, I mean, I don't have to play him. Let's put it that way. The other guys, again, like they're showing up okay for me. Guys I don't really want to play, like Charlie Hoffman. I don't want to play him, and he's 20% owned. I guess my two favorite plays in the 8K range, and I'm going to play both of them, are Matt Wallace and Cameron Tringale. Those are my top 2 plays, given ownership and everything, in that range.
Yeah, so Tringale is one of my favorites in this range as well. I don't want to eat chalk in general either, but I would just say that the one thing is, like, if I was going to have to, I would rather do it with a guy who is safe, who basically never misses cuts except for last week. And I would say that he is cheap. So that's that. I don't mind eating a little chalk in those situations. So I do. And again, if I play Harman and Tringale together,
yep,
something like that, or even Wallace, who's going to be low on, maybe play all 3 of them even in some lineups. I like all 3 of those guys quite a bit. Charlie Hoffman's going to be really popular. I'm going to get rid of that. Is there a reason why everyone doesn't want to play Billy Horschel?
They never want to play Billy Horschel.
I don't really understand it because I actually have him rated really high this week. So he's going to be my other one from this range. That's pretty much it for me here.
Yeah, I got a bunch of guys in 7K range.
Yeah.
And the top 2 rated for me are just going to be too popular. I'm just not going to play. I'm not playing Chris Kirk at 20% owned. I'm just not doing it. Emiliano Grillo is another one who's going to be chalky. He rates well, if he fits in, whatever. So my favorite 2 plays, and I really don't, I have 4 really good plays in the 7K range. And there's no way that anybody's going to play the following 2 guys in the same lineup because they're 2 totally different guys. One is a guy you've played before, and that's going to be Brandon Todd. Brandon Todd is probably my favorite play, given everything. He's 5% owned. Nice little course for him. I'm kind of in. Next guy, and this is the guy. If someone's going to tell me they're going to play both Brandon Todd and Sergio Garcia, I'll pay to see it because that's my next guy. So Todd and Garcia, and then the other 2 are, one is a guy I play almost every week, and that's Taylor Gooch.
Yep. I have him.
And the 4th one, I'm gonna go back to the site of one of my conquests and go back to Matt Jones at 7,800. So those are gonna be my 7K guys.
Matt Jones, he's the only one that I hadn't really thought about yet. But I'll put him on my list here because I like that idea. All right, Matt Jones. So I like, I think Siwoo Kim, 7,600.
He's literally right on. They're two guys literally directly under Matt Jones, and one of the Siwoo Kim actually.
Yeah, I really like Siwoo Kim here. I really like. So here's a weird one. Peter Uihalen, a couple of my friends who know golf better than I do, told me to go for him. So I don't have a whole lot of information on this guy, but I did get all my friends' recommendations on him, and I'm going to look a little further into that one. I knew a little bit about him, but not much. I love Patton Kizzire.
Nice.
I think that he's actually like, maybe I'm just a height supremacist or something, but he's such a monster of a human being, and he's he's been playing well. Like, I mean, it's not like, I mean, he's had 2 top 10s in the last 5. I mean, I think it's 7,400. Like, let's go. And he's not going to be owned that much. I also had the same guy you said, Taylor Gooch, and then Doug Gim and Carlos Ortiz are my last 2.
Just to satisfy my OCD here, just because I had Siwoo Kim right under Matt Jones, I'll throw one other. I got right underneath those 2 was Harold Varner, so I'll throw him in there also.
I like it. Yeah, and again, Doc Redman playing a little bit better overall certainly shouldn't be completely overlooked. But it will be. I didn't get to Todd, but I think that you talked to me like just a guy who I wasn't getting to, and who I like to play, so I'll consider that one as well.
I got nothing under 7. I got one guy under 7K. I mean, on my whole board, and that would be Zach Johnson.
Yeah, I have Werenski and Johnson right now. I think I need to find more though, because every week it's the guys in the 6Ks that keep ended up at the top of the leaderboard.
I mean, I'll throw a couple of guys. I mean, like my next rated guy is Hoji.
Okay, that makes sense. Patrick Rogers is mine.
Right, and then the next guy I have is Maverick McNeely. So.
Oh, I have one more. Michael Thompson. That's the one I actually like.
Okay.
All right, so that's I think all of my guys under 7K, which is like usually I have more guys I want to get creative with, and I'm not. Oh, Vincent Whaley. Run one more guy.
Okay. All right.
Vincent Whaley at 6,200 just makes enough sense at that price. All right, you want to do the game?
Yeah. So who's winning?
What do you mean? Oh, sorry.
Tournament.
I thought you meant like who's winning between us so far.
No, who's winning the tournament?
I guess I have to pick somebody from the top range, but I'm actually going to do something different this time. I think it's going to be between 2 guys, and there's such weird. I'm going to say Joaquin Niemann wins this tournament.
I'm gonna say Justin Thomas then.
Okay. I like Justin.
Now we need to go under 10K to get top 5, and not Neiman. You got to give me somebody.
Scotty Scheffler.
I love it, and I'm gonna go with Finau.
Finau.
Under 89,999 to get top 10.
Top 10 under. I'm trying to find my list here. Tringale.
I love it, and I'm going to go with Matt Wallace.
Ooh, okay.
And now under 7,999 to get top 20.
To get top 20, I am going to go. Do I want to take my guy there? I'm going to take Patton Kizzire.
And I am going to go with Brendan Todd.
Oh.
And under 6,999 to make the cut.
We've got. I'm going to go with Patrick Rogers, even though he's not the best cut maker guy.
Yeah, I'll go with the cut maker. I'll go with Zach Johnson.
That's a good one for the cut makers.
All right.
All right, good stuff, man. Guys, good luck to everybody this week. We're going to hopefully crush it. Remember, send us any winnings or whatever. Send us any thoughts on the site. And make sure, we're updating things every day, but check it out, truedfs.com. Sheets, anything else before we leave?
No, I'll see you at 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 11 tonight.
Okay, sounds good. Good luck to everybody. See you at the top of the leaderboards.